to start this afternoon to speak about a village, indigenous village on the western border of Guyana. It's the only Aracuna village in the country, and it's called Paruima. The government, in its quest to develop Paruima, which is a PPP village, they voted, the council is predominantly People's Progressive Party. In their quest to improve the lives of the people of Paruima, decided that they would rehabilitate the airstrip at Paruima. The estimated cost at the time was somewhere around $390 million, close to $400 million. At the time, the good minister of Mr. Nigel said, and I just want to quote him, he says, with just under $400 million, we want to ensure that we spend money as a government so that we get value for money and the community is properly satisfied with the work. He continued, all that the engineers do is driven by a vision carefully articulated by the People's Progressive Party when they came to ask for your support to form the next government in 2020. I continue with the good minister. The project, very impressively, came in 1 month late. It was due to come in March 2024. It came in April 2024. And at the commissioning in April, this is what Minister Nigel had to say. He said, the significance of this transformation cannot be overstated. Reiterating the government's commitment to improving the lives of all citizens, regardless of political affiliation. He continued, we hope that the cost of living in your community goes down because it's better on the wear and tear, and the operators must be mindful of that as well. He then concluded, we, the government, didn't come today to give PPP people an airstrip. We didn't come today to give PPP people solar panels. We came today to give every citizen in every household and every Guyanese an airstrip. Well, it's very unfortunate. After spending $400 million on the airstrip at Paruima, one plane came in, it's stuck on the runway, and the airstrip has been closed since. I have here, for your benefit, photographs of the wheel of a plane stuck on the runway. Here's a photograph of the actual state of the runway. And here is another photograph of the actual state of the runway. This is after $400 million. Nothing can land on that runway. It is dangerous. The consequence of that for all of the good people of Paruima is that they can no longer travel out from Paruima directly to Georgetown. They now have to go down the river, to areas where they can get cheaper transportation. And in relation to the cost of living, I am informed that the cost of a pound of rice is between $400 and $500 a pound, and the cost of sugar is $400 to $500 a pound. We believe that since the government had such good intentions for the people of Paruima, they should first of all commence legal proceedings against the contractor, because clearly he has not delivered an airstrip. He's delivered something else, but not an airstrip. 2, they must take immediate measures to reduce the cost of living for the people of Paruima, who have seen an increase in the cost of living now because they're virtually forced to go down the river. And 3, the government ought to provide subsidized transportation for the good people of Paruima so that at least they don't have to spend more money trying to get to neighboring villages so that they can move forward. I want to migrate from that to another area of grave concern, and that is the question of public procurement and the award of contracts. In the CHPA's schooner to crane road projects, and I'll just give you the actual factual results, that there were about 8 lots, but I'll give you the award in relation to 5 of those lots, and they were as follows. Lot 3, the contract was awarded to the LaHurst Construction Company. There were 16 tenders lower than that contractor that won the award. And curiously, none of those 16 was deemed to be evaluated by the NPTAB. If you think that's bad, let's look at Lot 4. Lot 4. The contract was in fact awarded to the highest bidder, 20 contractors. That is, all the other bidders were lower than the awarded contractor of Guyana America Construction. NPTAB would like us to believe that none of these was deemed to be evaluated or responsive. Lot 5, the contract was awarded to AGM Enterprise. Another 20 bidders were lower than AGM, and NPTAB would have us believe that the 20 lower bidders were evaluated, i.e. non-responsive. Lot 6, contract awarded to Val's Construction, 11 bidders lower than Val's, and NPTAB deemed none of them evaluated or responsive. Lot 7, contract awarded to Puran Brothers, 5 bidders lower than Puran Brothers, and presumably none were compliant with NPTAB. And finally, Lot 8, contract awarded to JS Guyana Inc., 6 bidders lower than JS Guyana Inc., and presumably deemed by NPTAB to be non-compliant. This is just a microcosm of what has happened. The Alliance for Change intends to make the appropriate complaint for review of those awards. Yesterday, I understand that the Vice President of Guyana made various contentions in relation to the lack of diversity of the Alliance for Change in its recently held elections. Our elections were deemed free and fair, and there was no contest for any position. The AFC is committed to diversity, and pursuant to that commitment, the party is going to review and issue guidelines for political principles that apply not only to diversity, but also to conflict of interest and other areas. I, however, want to take the opportunity to remind you of the top 11 players in the EXCO of the People's Progressive Party and the 12th man, so to speak. So the full cricket team plus a 12th man. These are the top 12. First, you had, of course, Dr. Bar Jagdeo, Dr. Irfan Ali, Zulfikar Mustafa, Anil Nandalal, Neil Kumar, Shyam Nokta, Dr. Vindhya Prasad, Donald Ramatar. That's your cricket team, and I dare say their diversity really puts the Alliance for Change to shame. I want to take the opportunity as I wrap up to remind the citizens of this country of the importance of the release of the census figures. They are 2 years overdue, and those figures are absolutely critical not only to the business community, not only to the students of Guyana, but particularly to the citizens, because we need to know exactly who's in Guyana, what they're doing, what their income is, forgive me, and also the distribution of income. We repeat our demand that the census must be released immediately and most definitely before the next general election. We repeat our request again and demand that the voters list, we need a fresh voters list with, first of all, we need a first voters list, and we also need fingerprint identification, biometrics identification. In relation to the issue of education, at our next press conference, we will give you a detailed, disaggregated analysis of what the common entrance results have disclosed. But again, I would like to bring to your attention that the International Labour Organization says that the demand for labor in Guyana for the next 5 years will be concentrated in the area of skilled and semi-skilled workers. They've also, in that report, said that Guyana will be unable to meet that demand, which means it will be filled by foreign workers. In those circumstances, we believe that the question of immigration is of the highest priority. And immigration should not be left to be dealt with purely by the party in power. It is a nationalist issue because we have to determine what criteria we want to set for persons who want to become Guyanese. Secondly, how long it will take them to become Guyanese. And thirdly, what kind of modern Guyana we would like to see built. The present policies, which tend to be driven by votes or the potential for votes, is not good enough and will lead to further fractures in our society. I thank you.